Do you do it only if you love doing it, or do you do it because it's a duty and you discharge a duty? So I'm out, and 2 years later I come back, and I'm like, Bryson, I left you a $20 million company, and now it's 10 million. What's happened? We think, just our frame, right? That we're never CEO, we're always caretaker CEO. It's God's company. And so what would God want us to do with it? He wants us to increase our impact, right?
Yeah.
And so we don't have that, oh, hey, yeah, I'm getting older, I love golf, I'm just gonna slack a little bit. Well, don't you think, in life there's a lot of challenges, and those are always great opportunities to go to the Lord and be like, hey, what do I do?
Yeah.
Right? Because what you got there is a dilemma, and only God can see around corners. Like, maybe your $1 million business turns into a $100 million business, has a huge impact on the kingdom.
Yeah, but even if it did, what if that desire is taken away from you by the Lord and you don't have that desire to own that business anymore?
Like, if nothing you ever do fails, then you haven't taken any chances, right?
Right.
I remember 4 years ago, we going to C12, and I had imposter syndrome, my business was on fire, and I was fighting to survive. And now, most rooms I walk into, I have the biggest company.
Yep.
And it's like, how do I simulate that same, you run faster when the lion's chasing you, and the lion's not chasing you.
They need to talk about what their mission is.
Yes.
His is, hey, I'm ready to take my foot off the gas and do some of my hobbies,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And hers is, come on, let's go to 30. Well, get on the same page. And that applies to all of us. And looking at what's happened to us over the last 2 years, going on 3, it's just crazy that it's just a matter of every day waking up and seeing what the mission is and taking the next steps.
Yeah.
So sometimes guys just kind of lose their fire as they get older. You guys know about that. So we got this letter from a girl who says that her husband has lost his fight and his business is kind of declining and he doesn't really care.
He doesn't seem to care.
Take it away, Honor.
All right, Honor, what you got?
Hello, millionaires. I hope you can tell me what I can say to my husband. My husband started a foreign business from nothing 15 years ago and grew it to over 20 million in 1 year. He worked so hard to get where we are for several years, but sales have been in a slow decline and we'll be lucky to hit 10 million.
So he got over 20 million, and now he's lucky to get to 10 over some period of time. Okay.
Problem is that my husband doesn't seem to care. There are so many things he could be doing to reverse the slide, but he just makes excuses for why none of it work. He won't take any chances. It seems like he's not playing to win and started playing not to lose. He had all these hobbies too. I just don't know what happened to the fire he used to have for growing his business. What can I say to him? Do men just lose their fight at a certain point?
Do men lose their fire at a certain point? I don't know. We should ask Riley. He's lost his fire.
You gotta have it first.
Okay. That's good.
So it was a $20 million company, and now it's a 10 million.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't have the same fire. Okay. So, and his
And
spouse
he's,
is mad about it.
yeah.
Okay.
Because he's playing to not win. He's not playing to win anymore. He's playing to not lose. I'm sorry. He's playing to not lose. Which, you're a basketball player.
Yeah.
Like, your great plays are where you take a chance, right? And then there's like, oh, I don't want to be embarrassed. I'm probably not going to make the shot, so I'm not going to take the shot.
Yeah.
Right? And that's how she's saying that she sees that in her husband. And instead of fighting like he used to when he started from scratch to get to 20 million, now he's taking on a bunch of hobbies and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I think as far as that, I think if she really thinks that he needs to get back into his groove, like start making this business grow again, I think that she needs to have a serious conversation with him about that, if that for one. But also for my second opinion, I also think that if he started this business, it's also, he's kind of entitled to his opinion on what he wants to do with it. And if he feels done and wants to retire, that's his decision. But also, like, if he wants to...
Oh man, I got somebody I
just
can
keep
argue
going.
with.
Yeah.
Right,
I mean,
let me ask you.
hey,
Let me ask you
I'm
a
not
question.
familiar,
Okay?
so let's
No,
go.
okay, but you got a point. You say he built it. It's his to destroy, right?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. Let's say you have the gift of Michael Jordan.
Okay.
God gave you that gift, right?
Yeah,
You're that
that's true.
guy, okay? But you decide, you know what? I'm not going to glorify God with my gift because I don't really enjoy basketball that much. I know I'm gifted beyond 99.999%, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to play basketball pretty good.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to enjoy the game. Amore, I'm just going to love the game. I'll be amateur. I'm not going to do the best I can do. What does that fit with, like, the parable of the minas? Whatever you do the glory of God. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely, yeah, I mean, whatever you do to the glory of God. So if he's still continuing and pursuing this business, he needs to be like going at it for like 100%.
He does.
If he's just done with it, like then he's not doing it at all because he's done. Therefore,
Yeah.
he's not going 100% to glorify God, which I think he's done.
It's a different frame, isn't it?
Yeah.
How about this? Let's
So it's
say
kind of hard to say.
I was going in for an operation and I was going to be in a coma, and I said, listen, I'm going to be out for a couple of years, Bryson.
Yeah.
I need you to run my business while I'm gone, okay?
Right.
And so I'm out, and 2 years later I come back, and I'm like, Bryson, I left you a $20 million company, and now it's 10 million. What's happened? And you say, hey, you gave me the business, and I like golf, and so I spent a lot of time playing golf. I didn't grow the business.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute, Bryson, I entrusted this business to you. Now, what does that mean? Whose business is it? We think, just our frame, right? That we're never CEO, we're always caretaker CEO. It's God's company. And so what would God want us to do with it? He wants us to increase our impact, right?
Yeah.
And so we don't have that, oh, hey, yeah, I'm getting older, I love golf, I'm just going to slack a little bit.
So let's say that you have the desire on your heart to be a missionary or to go play be a professional basketball player, yet God's giving you this business while you're in college too, and it's making a bunch of money, and it's like $1 million in revenue. You would argue to ignore the desire of your heart that's from the Lord, and instead chase the direction of money to help like advance the kingdom and donate to charity and things like that.
Oh, I see. Well, don't you think, in life there's a lot of challenges, and those are always great opportunities to go to the Lord and be like, hey, what do I do?
Yeah.
Right? Because what you've got there is a dilemma, and only God can see around corners. Like maybe your $1 million business turns into a $100 million business, has a huge impact on the kingdom.
Yeah, but even if it did, what if that desire is taken away from you by the Lord and you don't have that desire to own that business anymore?
Okay. Yeah, definitely God can speak to you through your desires. But what if you're kind of, persuaded looking at your skills that you're just not going to get to the level in basketball where you're really going to be able to make it a platform. You're not going to be able to really glorify God with it. And the business itself is like taking off.
Then there's some outlet in basketball you can find where you still love what you do. You shouldn't sit there and not do something you love to do because you want to make more money.
Okay. I think what young people, they get a lot of bad advice sometimes on this.
Yeah.
Follow your dreams, do what you love doing. And what we all realize as we get older, we love doing what we're good at.
Yeah.
And most of the guys I know that are millionaires, they don't do what they could have predicted they would have done, right?
Mhm.
So they own giant plumbing companies, or they own giant roofing companies. And in high school, if they said, what do you want to do when you grow up? They might have said, oh, I'm going to be an athlete, or I'm going to be a lawyer, or I'm going to be a doctor. But
Sure.
none of them said, oh, I want to own a roofing company.
Mhm.
But like they end up loving roofing. Why? Because they're great at it, and they're great at running businesses. And so it's like, I think that people love what they're good at,
Yeah,
right?
totally.
And so it's hard in advance, before you know what you're going to be good at, it's really hard for you to be like, oh, I'm going to follow what I love. Well, you don't know what you love. You don't know what you're good at yet. You know what I mean? That's what your 30s are for. Your 20s and 30s is figuring out what you're good at.
And maybe if you lose your love for the game and business, it's for a reason, and you need to dump off stress that you have or too much work you have, and just make it more fun business to run.
Okay, good. So you're basically, Bryson kind of argue the same thing. It's your business. You get to do what you want with it. If you want to coast, you get to coast. But it goes back to whose business is it? Is it your business or is it God's business? And if God gives you a job to do, running a company, do you do it only if you love doing it, or do you do it because it's a duty and you discharge a duty? I get it that you don't want to do something that makes you miserable. I get that. But it's kind of like you do your job, right? And if God has given you a great big company, what's He want you to do with it? Again, it goes back to if you entrusted me with your business and you said, hey, Dad, do your best with it. I'm going to be gone for a couple of years. And you came back and I had like declined it. You wouldn't be pleased with that, right? Or do the opposite. You might not be angry at me. You'd be like, well, Dad, you just don't know business. You're old. If you came back and it was at 10 million, now it's at 50 million, we'd be like, wow, Dad, what did you do? This is awesome, right? You'd be excited, right? And so you expect God would like me to increase, not decrease, right?
Yeah,
So,
that's great. But I feel like my opinion is just that if God's giving you a contrary desire to that, then you can trust Him to use your desire for His glory. And in some way, if He gives you the desire to do whatever you want to do, you can chase that and He'll find a way to make it work for Him.
even marrying my secretary? Is there limits to it?
Yeah, no, not desires like that, but just for the area of work you want to be in. Or, you know what I mean? If you had a different type of business you want to
Yeah.
start.
So the scripture I think you're
Missionary,
talking about
yeah,
is
Yeah, missionary.
to let yourself in the Lord and He'll give you the desires of your heart. So God can speak to you through the things that He put on your heart to desire to do, right?
Yeah.
So I do think though, on the front end of a very hard journey of building a company, it's hard to say, oh, I'm going to do this because I love it. Like I think a lot of us do it because we desperately need it to work because we got to pay bills.
Okay.
And then we end up loving it because we realize, wow, I'm really good at this,
So your love for your business came after you started it and after it caught fire?
Yeah, I definitely didn't love, my company started as a cold calling company.
Yeah.
No human being loves cold calling. It's like, it's horrible.
Right.
But it's, nobody does. Yeah, do I love running the company? Absolutely. What do you think? You build a $20 million business, is it yours to do what you want with, or do you have to keep growing it? Is it a problem if you lose your fire?
Of course, it's yours to do what you want with it, but you should grow it for the glory of God and all that. Yeah, you guys were talking about. Not that's Lord forgive me.
Okay.
Not all the stuff you guys already said.
I'm just going to send a clip of this to your pastor and see what he thinks about your sacrilege. I
You
don't
need
say
to-
anything you said was bad.
This way you need to come up and preach, I think.
Riley, your pastor's going to say, I hope you get saved someday. That's what I hope. So, all right. So we know probably, I say 60 guys with, they're friends of ours, and maybe 8, 9 of them have hit $10 million, and almost all of them have hit 20. Of the ones who hit 10, they almost always hit 20. And only a couple ever go much past that. And they almost always plateau either at the 20 million mark or 25 million mark, or they plateau way short of this. So this deal where you start playing to not lose, not play to win, like that is such a
Real thing.
oh my goodness, it's a real thing.
Yeah.
What causes that?
And I think it's another symptom of all the guys who hang around. If you hang around a bunch of guys who are doing, 10, 15,
Yeah.
and we go, wow, they're really crushing it. I'm only at 5. I can't wait till I'm doing 10.
Oh,
Then you sort of go, okay, 10's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, I want the vacations that dude started taking when he was doing 10. I want to get the car. I want to pay off my house.
Yes.
I want to get all my pressure off of my shoulders. And I'm not, those guys couldn't think about doing 15, 20, 25, 40, 50.
Yes.
So you are like the guys you hang around.
That's right. That's why we don't run with CFOs around here.
Yes. What do you guys think? Isn't it sort of like, how does it feel like the guys you guys play ball with, the guys you run with, all the athletics you guys do? Is it difficult because you got other guys at other schools, other programs who are, they're crushing it. They're winning their conference. And yet the guys you hang around for the most part, you're probably like myself, the guys I hung around were as good as I got. Is it enter your mind that you guys need to be playing with different guys? You need to work in the summer with different guys? Or has it become okay, answer that question first.
Or be different guys in summer. You definitely want to play with as many better people than you as you can.
Oh,
I don't know if you feel the same way.
Yeah.
But when you pull up to LA Fitness or my team's pro practice, my coach has a pro team. They let you practice with them.
Right.
And you get whooped on pretty bad.
Right.
And that's good because you always want to be playing someone better than you because
Right.
it's making you better always. Like harder competition is making you think more critically about like what you need to do.
Right.
Next. Like
Good.
stuff that wouldn't fly in high school.
It shows your weakness.
Exactly.
Versus you hang around the same guys, play against the same guys. You're maybe even better than them. You're dominating your peers, right?
Yeah.
Or your team.
Yeah.
Do you grab the phone number of the guys who are on the pro team and go, hey, I want to start practicing with you guys? Or I want to start working out with you on Saturday mornings before practice?
I'm training with one of them right now. His name's Grant Goldie. He's tough.
And let him, crush you on one-on-one, keep pushing you every morning.
I need to play one-on-one with him.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. He averaged 30 in the pro league.
Nice.
It's crazy.
That's
Yeah. And then break down the game with him. Ask him, what are you doing? How did you, do that move? That's, what do you see I could do better? The same thing that we do with our business guys. And we ask, how'd you get there? What'd you do?
Yeah.
What do you see that I could do? And how could I implement it? Do the same thing with those guys,
How are you going to handle it when, Lord willing, you're the biggest guy in C12?
Yeah.
And who are you going to look up to for advice?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that?
We keep pushing ourselves. Like we're next month going to Oklahoma City to be with one of the billionaires in the country who owns Hobby Lobby and spend a couple days with him.
Nice.
Right? He does Q&A. We hang out with him. We talk to him in breaks. He talks to about 10 business guys. You bring your wife with you. And I'd love to bring my boys with me. They still haven't committed.
Yeah.
But I went last year and to get asked them questions, right? You just keep leveling up is the short answer to it. But we do the same thing. We're always trying to find guys who are, really doing well. I mean, I had breakfast and lunch. One of my neighbors here in the neighborhood, same thing. He's crushing it. Like, what'd you do? How'd you do it?
Right.
I think we should be looking for markers that tell us that we're still taking chances. Like if nothing you ever do fails, then you haven't taken any chances, right?
Right.
I remember 4 years ago, we go to C12 and I had imposter syndrome. My business was on fire and I was fighting to survive. And now most rooms I walk into, I have the biggest company.
Yep.
And it's like, how do I stimulate that same, you run faster when the lion's chasing you and the lion's not chasing me.
Right.
And so,
Yeah. And you just got to go, hey, I can't take this back from 20 million to 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. And be complacent.
maybe it's that the next thing too, like by having a goal that's not linear, right?
Yeah.
There's the whole,
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to take my 20 and I'm going to make 25. Like, no, let's think the next level.
Yeah.
Do you notice this on podcasts? Maybe you don't have this. If a podcast pops up and it says, how I built a $20 million laundromat business or how I built a $20 million car wash business,
Right.
that's interesting to me.
Yeah.
A guy who says, how did this guy build, NVIDIA, or how did, Steve Jobs build Apple? I'm like, I'm not interested in that. I'm not ever going to be at that level.
Well, I am, but I want to hear that founder story, that initial part. Yeah. How they broke it at the beginning, how they get to 10 and 20.
Yeah,
Right.
totally. And what we should do is say, how'd they get to $1 billion?
Yeah.
Because there's nothing different about you and us and them. We should,
Yeah.
But I'm like, what I want to do is watch podcasts that make me feel good about what I've done,
Right.
which is not helpful at all.
Right.
I should be like,
Well, to take it back for 1 second, I like what Bryson said a little while ago.
yeah,
He was talking about how the wife's going, heck, why in the world are we only doing 10 million? I want to do 20.
Yeah.
And Bryson was talking about, they need to get together. They need to talk about what their mission is.
yes,
His is, hey, I'm ready to take my foot off the gas and do some of my hobbies.
yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And hers is, come on, let's go to 30. Well, get on the same page. And that applies to all of us. And whether you're watching that founder story and the guy who took his car wash to 10 million, well, great. If that's his mission, that's where he saw himself go. Great.
Mhm.
And I think it's so good about having our mission statement, continually reviewing those goals.
Yeah.
And looking at what, you know, what's happened to us over the last 2 years, going on 3.
Yeah,
It's just crazy that it's just a matter of every day waking up and seeing what the mission is and taking the next steps.
Yep.
And going, oh, wow, we solved that problem. Oh, wow. The next day, we solved another problem.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
But we're talking about markers, right?
Yeah, yeah.
When we laid out 2 years ago, year and a half ago, what we were doing, what did all of our buddies say?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Put on your brakes.
Put it on the brake.
Right.
Slow your roll.
Don't spend all that money. Make it last. What's going to happen, you know, when October comes
Yeah.
and you spend all the money in June?
That's right. But there's a marker, right? That says,
Yeah.
okay, that's good. I got some fight in me. You know, back when I was selling, not very often, but every so often, someone was like, I don't like you. You're a high pressure salesman.
Right.
And I'd be like, oh, forgive me. I'm sorry. But in my mind, I thought, well, good. I haven't lost my fire.
Yeah, right.
Right? I haven't lost that ability.
Good.
to
It's
master
coming
the sale.
across.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we got somebody with a weak mind doubting what we're doing on our sales. Good. I'm coming across like I want. You know, I'm pushing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, with my wife, if my wife says, hey, I like how things are going, I like that you're not taking any chances. Right? It's
That's not good.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny. Troy, he said the other day, he says, man, you just talked to the whole group about your work in the industry and you didn't tear up one time. And he was complimenting me. And I was like,
Right.
wait a minute, that's not a compliment.
Yeah.
I want my heart broken for what breaks God's heart. I got right talking about my kids without being emotional about it. Not that I'm going to fake it.
Right.
I'm like, man, I haven't been praying for those kids enough.
Yeah.
Good. Anyway, good marker. Unfortunately, it's not like some of our friends suffer from this. It seems like they all do.
Right.
Now, if they're grinding, and I admire that. But it seems like as soon as people get out of the woods,
Yeah.
their risk aversion goes through the roof.
Right.
Their interest in lifestyle stuff goes out.
Yeah.
And
Well, you know, the other one that feels good
yeah,
is about you and I can't get anybody to join us on the marathon. We get we get the guys who dabble, who go, oh, okay, I'll come with you once a month or once a week. I'll run with you.
yeah.
And
we
they-
love those guys.
Yeah. And they'll do, you know, 3 or 4 miles with us.
Yeah.
But, you know, here we are, they're all gone.
Yeah.
We got the 2, you know, animals with us.
Yeah.
That'll run, but it's, you know, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
When you can't keep the 90% with you, you know?
That's true. So let me ask you this. When we go into C12, those are our brothers.
Right.
And we care what they think of us. And we put ourselves out there, and we don't want to say this, but it's a lot of it to be like, I don't want to let these guys down.
Right.
By not managing my home well.
Sure.
By not managing
Sure.
my business well and impacting the kingdom. And so we'll do stuff we wouldn't do because
Right.
we know we're accountable to these guys.
Yes.
But
And they're watching.
Yeah.
And we're going to be around them for the next, you know, 2 years, 4 years.
Yeah.
They're going to see where this goes.
the issue is, yeah, and that's great. That accountability is awesome. You know, I don't want to have a great
Well,
business and wreck my marriage. Or, you know, see a blind spot in my business or not see it.
Right.
But the guys that we know who are 10x where you and I are at,
Yeah.
they're not in that room.
Right.
They're in podcasts.
Right.
And we don't know them. They don't know us. We
Right.
don't really care what they think of us. We might think we would, right, if they met us.
Yeah.
We'd want to say, oh, Wilkinson, look what we're doing, right? Or
Right,
hey,
exactly.
Sapphire, look what we're doing. But
Yeah.
it's like, we're not in the room, Sam. How do you do that? How do you create maybe a smaller group?
Yeah.
Where you're like, I want to hang out with guys
Yeah.
one-on-one who really see things that are possible
Right.
beyond anybody I'm hanging out with right now.
Yeah.
How do you find that guy?
Well, I mean, we're finding it just by who we associate with.
Yeah.
And we're looking for it every day.
Yeah.
Quite often, like in the neighborhood here,
Mhm.
guys just that are fluent, just move into nice neighborhoods and they don't go around having lunch with each other and talking about how they're, you know, doing 100. But
Yeah.
if you go ask them, they will. They'll talk to you about their story. And so we're out seeking it,
Yeah.
trying to find the secret sauce so we can throw in our business. And these guys have just sort of lived it, you know? So it's really neat to draw it out of them and
Yeah.
talk about, hey, where were those pivot points where there came a fork in the road and you made a decision that changed everything,
Yeah.
or you stayed consistent and kept going down the right road, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
For me, when I was really young, on the basketball analogy, I'd hang out with I was 12 hanging out with 18-year-olds, you know?
Yeah.
I was trying to find the guys who were studs. They were the starters on the basketball team. And I'm in 6th grade, you know?
Yeah.
And they'd let me hang out with them. I'd find the phone numbers. I'd say, hey, can you pick me up? I'll come play with you. And just kept doing that. Then it was the guys in college playing. When they came back in town, I was playing with them. So same thing we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're finding guys who are doing, you know, 40, 50 and saying, hey, what are they doing right? And let's
Yeah.
do it.
You know, just as you're talking, I got 2 guys who come to mind who are grinding at the $100 million level.
Yeah.
And we don't, I guess in my mind, I'm thinking, oh, these guys are really struggling. And they really are.
Yeah.
But they're just doing a massive scale of where we were when we were at $1 million, right?
Yes.
But yeah, we need to lean into those
Yeah.
relationships.
And it is giving back with the guys we're talking to that are doing 2, 3 and
Yeah.
going, hey, this is what we're doing. What's your choke points? How can we help?
Absolutely.
So
That's what this podcast is all about, guys. So if you got a choke point, write us a letter. If you got something complicated, we'd love to opine about it. If you have opinions about what we just talked about, we'd love to see it in the comments. We'll reply to every comment. So thank you so much. Please like and subscribe. And thank you to our story leaders, Katie and Honor, and our guests, Bryson and Bear. Thanks, guys. Well, Honor, you got any opinions?
We're too young to experience
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
This is an
yeah.
old people problem.
It's an old people problem.
Yeah.
Like Riley probably has something
Yeah.
to say about this.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. All right, thank you, ladies.